I'm conscious.
Now what?
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah. Hold it. What you talking about, doctor?
Back, ladies and gentlemen, with another episode of, man, I'm so happy I'm conscious. With that word that we all feel, that we all experience. But now what? What's going on? Joined today, as usual, my brother from another mother, way across the pond in the UK, Ryan JC. What's going on, bro?
What's going on? That song's been stuck in my head all week.
You've been singing that all week. What's going on? And then you sing like the little UK version of it. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Astral projection meditation. That's what I've been doing. And aside from that, just chilling in the sense that I've been very attentive to my energy. In the sense that I don't wait on things, you know? Like most of the time, what I used to do is I used to sit here and say I'm writing a chapter and I want to get it finished. Usually I'd force myself to sit there, you know, and finish it. And if I get the idea to do something else, I wouldn't do it till afterwards. But then I'll feel this like dysfunction inside my being, which would make me feel very uncomfortable. And then I'll start to come up with excuses inside my head as to why I shouldn't be doing the writing process. So I'd be like, okay, just this is boring, this is crap, I don't want to continue. And it's because I want to do the other thing that I'm putting off, right? So recently what I've been doing is just doing that other thing straight away. And I noticed that the residual energy in my body, that crappy feeling, doesn't stick if I just instantly do whatever I want whenever I do it. Now people may say, hey, you got ADHD, right? Attention deficit disorder. That's why you don't want to sit and do one thing at a time. But honestly, it's just my focus. If I'm sat there thinking about other things, obviously I'm gonna come up with an idea to do something else. As long as I'm thinking about what's in front of me, I won't get distracted by doing something else. You know, it's just that knowingness and having that choice to think about one thing at a time. But that's what I've been at recently. And because of that, you guys haven't seen a video on my YouTube channel recently because I was doing one in the process of editing it. Then I got the idea to do something and I just left it half finished. So there's that. But and I also got these cool things.
And I want a lot of cool stuff coming up. Oh,
yeah.
What the hell? Let's see that again. Let me set up. Pull them back up.
Man, Ugg slipper things. Very warm, very Christmassy too. You know?
Very, very different crop.
Very different.
Very Ryan Cropper-ish. What I've been up to, man. What I've been up to.
Yeah, what you been up to?
Hey, I actually got out yesterday. I took my golf clubs out and I hacked up a golf course. Not much of a golfer. I just wanted to get some sun. I've been spending a lot of time in the sun and I've been getting some amazing, I don't even know what to call it. I want to call it downloads, but amazing cosmic energy from the sun. And I feel like I'm enhancing in a lot of areas and I'm conscious of it. Yeah. Still hermiting, still staying around the house a lot. But my feel, my intuition is just off the charts right now, man. I'm feeling all kind of energies in and outside of my house. And just as I say that, right now, I feel somebody this week And it's weird. I don't know how I can feel this. It just started happening. You know, I just start becoming more sensitive to feeling energy. There's somebody right now watching this show that needs to call in, that has something that they want to share. I can feel it. You know who you are. And I never usually do this, so I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to open up the phones right now, 734-230-2744. And it doesn't have to be what I'm feeling. I haven't got to the point where I can say it's this or that, but I can feel the urge if someone wants to call in and share. So you have my permission right now. You can call in right now and share whatever you want to share at this time before we dive into our topics, because it might be a little hard to get a lot of calls in today because we got some very, very imperative things that we want to talk about. So you know who you are. I can feel you. You want to call in. Now you can take that time to call in and share what you want to share with the platform. Remember, this is your platform. This platform is up for you, me, Ryan, and the whole world to share, to raise the level of consciousness. While we're waiting on that caller, run over the chat. Let's acknowledge some people. Let's acknowledge our regular people that join us every single week. We really, 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 really love you. So let me get some shout outs right now. Now, if you want me to shoot your name out right now, let's get the hearts going in the chat so I can see you, so I can separate you and call out some names. We got, I actually got on the wrong glasses today. We got Kim in the chat. Thank you for coming by. We got Sunny is in the chat joining us. Dizzy is in the chat. Another regular. Zion, what's happening? We got Georgia in the chat. Oh, it's just going fast now. Crop, help me out, man. It just went in overdrive. I can't even read it, dude. Let me try. It's going so fast. Chris Smith is in the chat. Mads is in the chat. Sarah, welcome, is in the chat right now. Look at the hearts. We love. Melanie is in the chat. Okay. It's going super duper fast again. I get buckets. I love that name. I hope you a hooper too. Crop said you a basketball player, so I hope you can hoop because that name is crazy cool. There's our call. I've been waiting on that call. And you are...
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Well, let me do the 1.
To accept, press...
You are live caller on I'm Conscious Now What? I felt your energy. State your name and tell us where you're from. Oh, did we lose you? You're live.
Hello?
Yes, you are live on I'm Conscious Now What with Derek and Ryan. Just tell us your name and where you're from.
My name is Drake, and I'm from Texas.
What's up, Jake?
I'm having a hard time hearing anything.
Well, we can hear you loud and clear. Mute your live stream. If you got the live stream going in the background, kind of mute it. Yeah, because I'm hearing the delay.
Okay.
Yeah, mute that, and now you can hear me live, because the live stream is usually about 30 or 40 seconds behind. There's a delay.
Well, I can everything's fine now, but I just want to say that I'm super excited to be a part of this platform with you guys, and I'm super excited that you have created something that we can all share and broadcast ourselves on. And you know, there was something that I really wanted to share that happened to me yesterday. And yesterday I had this profound realization of my purpose here on this planet. And for the past month or so, I've been really disconnected and just kind of lost with my purpose here and just my spirituality. And yesterday, I had this realization that where I'm at right now is the perfect time and place for me to be at. And I just realized that my purpose is great here, and that all of this energy coming around for me is positive and loving, and that there's so much going on right now that I did feel overwhelmed, but now I have a moment of clairvoyance where that energy felt subtle, and I was able to understand everything. And you know, I had never had a situation like that because it just felt like my third eye busted wide open, and I just realized everything. And you know, I don't really understand it much, but it was an amazing, loving experience. I just wanted to share that.
Hey man, I could feel that energy, man. It's like, and like I said before, I can't explain how I'm starting to feel this energy because I never take calls in the beginning of the show. I never do. And when I say that, you'll hear me on previous shows saying the lines are open, and nobody ever calls when I say that, you know, but I could just feel that you wanted to share that. You had an amazing experience, and don't try to put your intellect on just let it happen, my friend. Let it happen. And one thing that you said that was so great that it's a wonderful experience. You tagged it with wonderful, man. Wonderful.
Thank you.
We all going through the same thing. A lot of things that I experience, I can't put English on it. It's hard for me to discern and actually speak a lot of things that's happening to me right now. But just crazy cool shit, man. I'm like super duper in love with everyone. And I know some people get freaked out when I say I love you. I'm just aware that we're all one consciousness. We're all one. And I love myself, so I love all of you, man. Thanks for calling in, though. I could feel you. Crop, you want to say anything to this young gentleman?
My microphone is unmuted. That was close. So yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I mean, the purpose here, I would say, could I say, dare I say, you might have realized, I don't know, because it's two things. You could realize your purpose here, and you could realize what you are. Did you have both of those things at the same time?
Caller, could you hear what Ryan said to you?
No, I did not. I can't hear Ryan.
Ooh,
there's another issue. Don't panic. Okay.
No. Well, let me try to translate. I could hear you fine. It's almost because, let me just see something. Okay, ask him the question again, Crop. Caller, let me know if you can hear Ryan. Let's just get this out the way now. Go ahead, Ryan.
Can you hear me now? Save my breath.
Can you hear
this? It's very, very faint. I can't make out what you're saying.
Strange. Well, I'll just tell you, Derek, and you can tell him. Ask him if he not only had the realization of his purpose, life purpose, but if he also realized what he was in relation to his life purpose. You know?
Crop said, did you not only have the realization of your purpose, but did you also realize what that purpose was, Crop? Did I butcher that?
But did you also realize what you were and how what you are relates to it? If that makes sense.
Did you also realize what you were and what you are and how that relates to it, the purpose?
Yeah, I realized my infiniteness, and that I'm literally capable of manifesting anything I desire with, of course, time and effort. And I realized, you know, I had a connectedness with my soul, I guess. And yeah.
Okay. So you didn't become the soul in essence at that time.
He said, so you didn't become the soul in essence at that time. But you
like,
realized.
Yes, like I felt no attachment to my ego. I felt completely free. Like I cried because it was just such a humbling experience.
Oh, so you might have actually become a fully realized being.
Yeah.
That's powerful. I remember the first time that happened to me. That was wow. Now, what happened after that? What was you looking for something?
What happened after that? Were you looking for something?
After that, I meditated and just kind of sat with that and allowed myself to kind of try to understand it more. And, you know, ever since then, I've been beyond happy. Like, I've been really emotional and just like super excited for life, honestly.
Just on fire, man. I know the feeling. He broke through, Crop. Broke through. Well, caller, we really appreciate you. We really appreciate you being on this call. And I wanted to open it up for you because, like I said before, I could feel you, man. That's some positive energy, and just stay the course, okay?
Much love, man.
All right, love and peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I knew that we had something amazing to share. I didn't know it was going to be in that form, but hey, man, I'm just being obedient. I'm being obedient. So what I want to cover right now before we jump into this topic, I'mConsciousNowWhat.com is now live. You never have to miss a live stream. We stream live on I'mConsciousNowWhat.com, and we also stream live temporarily on the Derek Dunlap Positive Marketer channel. I was talking to Cropper today, and we're just giving YouTube 30 more days maximum on this dispute with our I'm Conscious Now What channel. And we decided if in 30 days, if they don't lift that restriction, then we are going to take all of the video and content off the I'm Conscious Now What channel. We're going to delete that channel, and we're just going to start fresh with another I'm Conscious Now What channel. And we'll keep you up to date because we don't want to lose anybody in the process of doing this, but we're not going to, I mean, everybody makes mistakes, you know, and YouTube has all of these laws, and I'm at total fault about it. And I'm not going to really take too much time about that on this one, but we're really pushing toward just deleting that channel and just starting over with you guys. Okay. So we're reaching out to you guys. And I say that to say this, it's not in any talks anymore. We're going to start our own social media platform because we want total control over our content, and we want to provide uncensored, unbiased, unfiltered information to you, ladies and gentlemen. So we really, really need your support. Okay. And you can do that by, when you go over to I'm Conscious Now What, just picking up something. Now we got I'm Conscious mugs. We got I'm Conscious Now What t-shirts. We got I'm Conscious Now What Astral projection pillowcases, which my wife is just crazy over. We got I'm Conscious Now What little bracelets that you can wear, right? I'm Conscious Now What charms. We got products and services, guided meditation. Ryan added a astral projection, a product, a 10-step astral projection product. Those proceeds help us. We can take that cash. It's like you're helping us. You're a part of this. And we can put that cash towards the new social media platform and all of the other things that we need to help get this message out to you guys, because we're going to be talking about something today and this shit is going to come up fast, right? It's coming up fast. And yeah, so don't forget, go over to I'mConsciousNowWhat.com. We got the insider reports. Like, I'm not going to be doing a lot of insider reports on this channel because we're realizing that it's artificial intelligence that not only takes the music that you play, the copywritten music, but also content. And Crop kind of showed it to me the other day. We were watching the video and Ryan was like, I can tell you where he got that content from right now. And I was looking at him and he freaking went over to Google, right? And just started to type in the information that the individual was saying on the video. And guess what? That that artificial intelligence, told us exactly where that content came from. So from my voice through this microphone, the words that I'm saying, it turns into audio, and this artificial intelligence that YouTube has now, it listens to everything simultaneously, all of the millions of videos, and it just looks for keywords. And if that content falls under any copywritten, quote unquote, copywritten material, that's a strike. Because what they're really trying to do is trying to quiet the mouths of conscious beings, right? They're trying to limit that because there's a lot of different agendas that's going on right now, and people are waking up. And that's just what makes this, the young kid on the phone said, this is an amazing time because he's awake. He woke up, he detached from the ego, he experienced his self in his higher form, and he was so excited about it. A lot of people are doing that. And if you haven't had that moment yet, that's what we're here to try to help you achieve. We're trying to reach out our hand and trying to pull you along, not to dictate your life, not to tell you what's right and wrong, not to tell you how you should be or how you should feel, but just trying to help you ascend organically. And I say organically because we're going to get into our topic right now. And I know that title got a lot of you excited, but I'm telling you, yeah, you can keep that excitement, but this conversation is going to go in a lot of different ways, okay? And I'm going to give a little lead in on this topic. New artificial intelligence leaked. And everything that this agenda does, they have to, because of the universal laws, they have to let us know what's going on, but they do it in a way that's so strategic and so smooth that a lot of us don't catch it. Superhuman. And I even did a video about 3 weeks ago about becoming a superhuman, but I was talking about more organic ways of becoming this superhuman. So I'm gonna just give you a little simple little breakdown of what's going on, and then I'm gonna give it to Cropper, who, I mean, I'm just gonna hit the mute and sit back and listen to this kid because he's discerned this artificial intelligence and this superhumanhood. He's been talking about this since he was a kid. I mean, like literally, it was blowing me away. So this is what's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the intent behind it first. People are waking up, okay? We are now using this internet, the polarity of it. Of course, there's still a lot of garbage on the internet, but that polarity of good and bad, there's a lot of conscious content that the agendas, they're having a hard time trying to block it. They're having a hard time trying to censor it. On the previous show, I played some information where they were actually trying to take the internet. The United States gave up control of the internet and gave that control to a country who just blatantly censors, blocks out different websites and different things that they want their audience to listen to. Okay. The reason why they're doing this is because people are waking up. And the more people wake up, the more conscious we become of who we are as conscious beings in consciousness and not just physical humanoid sheeple, right? They lose the grasp of control over us, right? There's power in consciousness. When we all agree on one thing and we direct our consciousness towards that and we visualize that and we just start moving it with the power of thought, nothing can stop us. It has to manifest. It has to. Our thoughts manifest whether we're conscious of it or not, right? So with this new movement of consciousness moving and people waking up and we're ascending, we're going from third dimensional into fourth density as far as awareness. Here comes this fucking, excuse me, and I cuss because I want to drive this point home. I'm getting into the mind of these people now, discerning. Oh shit, we got to do something. What do you mean? We got to do something now. I know we said that we had to do it by 2030, but people waking up, we're losing power. So everybody's becoming conscious. So we got to play off of this consciousnness. We got to do something conscious. Everybody wants to be superhumans. They're evolving. We're losing the grip. We got to do something with this internet. I got it. Why don't we just create our own version of artificial intelligence, artificial consciousness, technology, right? Different dimensions, different realities. Let's just build a reality of fourth, fifth, and sixth density where people can become immortal inside of artificial intelligence. Let's integrate, let's call it a superhuman with artificial intelligence. These humanoids, these humans, they love technology. They like the technology that we're giving them. Look what they're doing on Facebook. Look what they're doing with Google Hangouts. They always carry, look, they take these cell phones wherever they go. So let's just now slide this in because people are becoming more conscious, right? Let's slide in the chip with this new skin, this new level of immortality. And let's take the life expectancy from 70 years to 3, 4, 5. Fuck it. Let's just say you could become immortal and live inside of these dimensions and illusions and technology forever. Yeah. Let's introduce this, and let's do this by 2020 because people becoming conscious. Let's just ride this wave. So what they have done, and it's here. It's here. I see this so clearly, ladies and gentlemen. It's here. It's people that are actually using this artificial intelligence right now that are immortal. What do I mean by immortal? Life expectancy. But here's the catch to it. And what it is, it's a replica of what we, the souls, the 7 billion souls that you hear me talk about on the earth, who are evolving organically. Organically. What do I mean by organically? We're doing it natural, from awakening, from spending time with ourselves, from meditation, or some of you pray, from changing our diets, from being more sensitive to love, to being more sensitive to the free will of others. We're doing it organically with the divine presence of all that is in us. Okay, we have souls. And I know this is might sound a little complicated, but a lot of you, and I'll just say a lot of you who have joined us, because there's spies in that chat. I know you're listening to us. You have souls. You've been attracted to us by vibration and frequency. It's your time. It's your time to progress. It's your time to ascend. And you're attracted to us. It's nothing special about us. You just attracted to this movement, okay? Because you have souls. But I told you before, and people mocked me. They left all kind of horrible comments. When I tell you there are entities or cyborgs or computer-like people that don't have souls. They don't have souls.
Cybernetic organism.
There it is, Crop. Help a brother out. See, I'm basic. They don't have souls, ladies and gentlemen. And they're making this shit so appealing to us because we are in this age of tech junkies, and they're going to slide this shit right in. So I'm not telling you what to do. That's what I love about this platform. I'm using this platform to kind of say, look, be conscious of this shit, because what they are going to allow people to do is to experience these virtual realities that are built from artificial intelligence. And why do I say that? Because I have the ability right now to leave my physical body and visit realms that are just amazing organically. They call it astral projection, astral travel. They call it lucid dreaming. Are you guys with me? We can do it organically. I don't need a fucking virtual reality. I'm not saying that it's not cool to look at and be, oh, this is cool, but I can do it. If I sit my ass down for 30 minutes and get in the right frame of mind, I can pop out of my body and go wherever I want to go. Okay. But I warned you guys, just being one with you in consciousness. If you have never had a lucid dream, or if you never had an out-of-body experience, okay? I'm just telling you as your brother, and warning, I'm going to cuss. Don't fuck with this shit yet. Don't do it. Don't get addicted to these different realities that they're going to be creating, and it's coming fast. They already have, Grok was showing me the other day, glasses you can put on and you can visit all different kind of illusions and reality. You will be addicted to this. And what it's going to do, it's going to rob and steal you from doing it organically. It's so easy just to push a button and be there, but it takes your desire and your will to be still and connect with the divine presence of all, the organic oneness that we all have. Okay, so what they're doing is they're going to be using Facebook. Remember, we telling you, YouTube, all of these big social media platforms are already integrating to this new artificial consciousness that you will be able to take a chip, some kind of chip. I don't know how it looks physical, but some kind of chip, and attach it to your physical skin that will allow you to tap into the mind artificially of the 7 billion souls on the planet. They're just trying to duplicate consciousness, oneness. And when you insert this chip, you become one with everybody else that inserts this chip. You get superhuman-like abilities, but it's artificial. And you will reside in a holographic dimension, man-made, physically made. Okay, because I want you guys and girls to understand this. Everything that we experience in the astral realm, in lucid dreams, and parallel universes and parallel timelines is mental. It's mentalism. It's not fucking physical. And that's where a lot of people lose us. What do you mean, Derek? I exist physically somewhere? It's mentalism. We do this with our pineal gland. We do this with our consciousness. Okay? We do this. The DMT that excretes from the pineal gland, it's a technical word that Ryan can say. Where does the DMT, where is it released from in the brain, Ryan, when we become very still into those conscious like pineal gland? Okay.
Pineal gland, yeah, the inside, the interior of the pineal gland.
And it sets up these virtual realities, which we all exist in. Okay, so I'm just telling you to beware. This technology is already made, right? And there's a lot of ancient books that talked about this, right? But we got it all effed up because we thinking it's a physical place up in the sky, that and in reality it is. All of these things that they're doing with technology, and I haven't experienced it, but what I'm discerning, it's still physical. You're still in your physical. You're still in ego. It's not mentalism, but they are actually trying to connect it to the mental part of your being, to the mental part of your consciousness. But there's only one catch to it, okay? In order to experience this superhumanhood that they're talking about, they're going to snatch your soul from you, ladies and gentlemen, very, very strategically. They're going to make you feel like being human the organic way is not fast enough. It'll take you 10,000 years to evolve to where we can get you with one chip. Why do it organically when you can take this chip and join the other 4 billion people that are on Facebook logging in with this chip? All right, this shit is real. If I sound crazy, so be it. But I'm telling you, and they're predicting this by 2020. Why? What's the rush? Because we waking the fuck up. We waking up. Ryan Cropper, I know you could just explain to the audience, man. You've been telling this story, Ryan, for what? Since you were what, 16, 12?
Yeah.
That this was gonna happen?
Very long time. Bum, 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 bum. So I had Terminator stuck in my head the whole time. So I'm just trying to, because you were saying some things and I was channeling that's it. The soul, they don't actually steal the essence, like the center of your soul. What they actually end up doing is they distract the soul, because everyone's distracted. The soul actually can become unconscious. And they distract the soul with all these other things, and then they siphon the soul's energy from you for their devices. And going back to what Derek was saying earlier about the implants, yeah, I predicted that a long time ago, like so long ago. I even predicted it being on your mobile phone first, and then it's inside of your body, you know, the flesh. And it's the same for your passports. And then that came out, like literally, like I was saying this stuff so long ago and no one would believe me. And then they started to release these dates and images that I've seen, you know, from my pineal gland in my head on TV. And now my mom and my brothers are believing in me. My brother believed in me. My twin brother believed in me when I first mentioned the chip. I said it'll look like a pill and they'll put it here, just underneath your skin. And then after a while, as the months go by, they'll progress into a nanobot organism. So they'll use nanobots as a way of kind of like, it goes into the body and it stays in the body. It knows how to evade the natural detoxing symptoms. And then those nanobots will be used as a certain type of identification system. Okay, and that's before the nanobots use your biorhythms in order to identify who's coming into a house, because the nanobots will be inside your body, right? And they'll have all of this information, which goes to a separate server run by the government. So these people have all of your details, which are constantly being streamed into this server by these nanobots inside of your body, right? So they know how you're feeling at any given point of time. They'll know what you're thinking about, and they'll be able to, basically, you'll sit here and you want to watch something on TV, right? So it will come up on your screen, but by that time, it won't be a screen on your TV. TVs at that point in time are kind of like old school. Now you'll have TVs on your mirrors and on your windows of your house, right? So you can walk into the kitchen, and by the time you get to the door, say you want to do like some shopping, grocery shopping, there'll be a system set up where as soon as you think about something you want, it's instantly added to your list, right? And then artificially, your house or the program in the house, which will be on the window, will notify your delivery service, and they'll deliver the fruit to you, which would be printed, by the way. And it'll be really fast. And that's if you haven't already got an organic printer in your living room, which can print the thing that you're thinking about. So you're literally thinking about what you want to eat, and then it prints it out in front of you. There are so many things that it does. And getting back on board with the nanobots, there are going to be buildings, bedrooms, and cars put in place where you walk into the car and it's able to feel your, what's a big word, galvanic response. It's a response that your body gives out, like thermal wise, electrically wise, and based on your biological signature, you know, the responses that your body's giving off, the heat and the electricity going on in your nervous system, your vehicle is able to then identify who stepped into the car and select a specific playlist for you. And it'll even pick up where you left off or from, you know? So say you left the car and you listen to music, the next day you go into the car and it continues to play the music based on your, there's that word again, it's huge, your biological information, in a sense of how your body's giving out heat. Yeah.
I got a question. In order to experience what you're talking about now, you're going to have this chip, right?
Yeah, and they'll scare you into getting it. Pineapple.
See?
Sorry. They'll scare the crap out of you into getting it. And really, it's a lie. And some countries will force you to get it as well. They'll make it law. But there are ways out. If you move to certain countries, then that law won't be passed there. As long as you're there, you're fine. So, yeah.
But these are going to be very, very small groups of conscious people who come together against this movement, right? They'll get together, they'll create their own little colonies, and it'll be, wow, I can really see that. But it's almost like a lot of the ancient books before they were remixed and rewritten. I don't want to say any specific, I'll say specific books. What the hell? I hate censoring what I say, all right? Like the Bible talks about in the last days, right? That there'll be a time that you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade unless you receive the mark of the beast, right? So a lot of these books have very, very valuable information. But at the same time, right, you have to learn how to discern and decode these books, because the books that we have right now that are out in 2016, a lot of people saying it's the Mandela effect. The Bible has changed. The Mandela effect didn't change that fucking Bible. That Bible was changed by the mind of man. Agenda. They use religion. They use consciousness for agendas. And this is what I'm trying to get to you ladies and gentlemen. For example, we have an agenda at I'm Conscious Now What? That's against their agenda. But if we get enough conscious people in this movement of what we're doing right now, like me and Ryan know exactly what we're doing. We're not doing this by chance. This movement that we're doing, we're consciously building this channel. Why? We have an agenda. What's the agenda? Let me tell you. To raise the level of consciousness, to what's the word I want to use? To prevent, I'm simplifying this, the powers that be to fucking steal and rip our free will away from us. Right? So if we raise this level of consciousness, our agenda is to keep you enlightened of what's going on. Okay? And what I'm going to do before I forget, and I'm going to say this in the code, but those of you who can pick up this code, because I'm going around the YouTube artificial intelligence that's monitoring every fucking thing we're saying, because we're streaming live on YouTube, right? And YouTube is in on this. Go over to I'mConsciousWhat.com at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. And I'm going to let you hear some audio, all right, of what me and Crop heard. All right. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to let you hear some audio in the Insiders Report, and you have to sign up. It doesn't cost you anything, but you have to sign up to hear this. This is not, I'm not letting this stuff out. I want people who are driven, who are drawn to us, this movement. That's why I created the Insider Reports. Be there at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. I'm going to let you hear the audio of what we're talking about today. And just take a deep breath. It's nothing to fear. As I always tell you guys, we just want to keep you in the loop of what's going on. And those of you who are listening to us now live, we telling you this, you like 5-10 years, if you want to measure time, ahead of what they call the world, mainstream. Mainstream has no idea what's going on. You're like 5 or 10 years ahead just hearing this, the way we're telling you, because we understand the intent behind it. It's like you fishing, man. We love artificial intelligence. We already go to Google, right, and type in what we need. They're setting us up for this. Excuse me. We already go over to Google and type in different words to get information that we need. We already take our cell phones and say, what time is it? And then the dumb Siri or whatever you have, it's 5 p.m. They're already conditioning us to not think for ourselves. This is AT. This is artificial intelligence. Now, do I take advantage of some of the artificial intelligence? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But you'll never see me walking around a slave to a cell phone. As a matter of fact, I turn my cell phone off when I don't just leave my cell phone on. You look at my history on YouTube, Facebook and YouTube right now. The only videos that I put up now, right, because I'm growing in consciousness, is for our agenda, raising awareness. I'm not a slave to the matrix system anymore. I used to be. I was asleep though. So what am I telling you? What am I trying to pull you by the coattail and say? Yes, we're going to get technology, and it's coming, that is just going to change the way that we're used to living. It's going to be mind-blowing, incredible. Okay? But I'm telling you right now, while you still have this illusion of time, while you're still organic, while you're still used to getting, you can still feel your vibrations and things naturally with your own consciousness. Start turning within now, right? Get out of that body now. Experience it now before all of these different apps and chips and shit come in and you just push a button and it takes you away because it's not organic. Okay, I'm pleading with you guys because I can see this shit like it's right here with me. I know what they're trying to do because we're waking up. See, this astral projection stuff is getting out there now. Oh, have you astral? It's going to be mainstream. 5 years from now, every fucking body's going to be astral projecting and visiting different star systems and different planets. We just told you last week they're taking applications to send people to different planets. It's here. It's leaked. And I used to struggle with, why are they telling us this now? And I just kept going out to the sun. I kept sun gazing. I kept meditating. I kept asking, why now? Why now? And here it is. AT, artificial intelligence, the superhuman colony that has the chips. They're taking technology and they're actually implanting it into flesh. Tapping into consciousness, artificial consciousness, artificial. And it's going to sound so sweet. How would you like to live 500 years instead of 70 years? Who wouldn't say, fuck yeah, me, I'm in line, me? But I'm just telling you, You're a free will being. And when I say I'm just telling you, I'm picture me behind you pulling your coattail and saying, hey, this is what they doing. But you're a free will being, and it's going to be your choice. It's going to be your choice. I'm sorry, Ryan. You were saying, my friend. I'm sorry, man. I just, you know how passionate and how I am about souls, man. And just, you know, because I've been in this transition now for about 4 years. And I know when I was in the Matrix and we were talking about this earlier, how many downloads that I had to get rid of to get to where I am now, where I can actually think for myself. You know what I mean? I can think. I'm 46 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and I've been thinking for myself probably for about almost 2 years now. I ain't ashamed to say it. Almost 2 years now. I've been thinking for myself. It's fucked up the way they got us, man. Sheeple. It's real. And now people waking up, and what do? They coming with some more shit for us to delay that ascension. See, the faster we ascend, as I said before, they lose control. We talked about the law of correspondence when we gave you those 7 laws of the universe. As above, so below. They want to keep motherfuckers, up under them that they can control. They feed off of us now. They feed, Ryan said, they tap into the soul and rob you of your soul's energy. They feed off of our energy. Everything is energy. You have to understand that. Everything is energy, all the way down to the minute process of the gas company that you pay for fucking energy to heat up your house in the physical. Everything is energy, and they want to keep people up under them. They don't want us to ascend. They want to keep us in 3 density. But it's time. Crop, my brother. You got the dance floor.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Derek's a robot, guys. That's why he doesn't look 46, 47. They were talking about you in the comments. Yeah, I noticed that changing Derek also once he started getting his diet and sun gazing and doing all the clearing of his fluid in his body, you know, with alkaline water, with more distilled fluids. I noticed that. And yes, the first time I met him, he looked a lot older. I'd say easily 20 years older. Easily. Seriously, man. Easily.
So just tell him I look like shit when you first met me.
And I watched his transition. I watched him lose all of his weight on his face, and then I watched him gain a little bit again, which is healthy weight, the correct healthy weight, be that the omega-3 fats and all of the stuff that's in, you know, the veggies and so forth, which can happen. People shit themselves. They, you know, excuse my language, but they freak out when you tell them, no, when they see somebody who's losing weight because they've transitioned to a different diet. Your body has to adapt. You know, it's just the way it is. It has to lose all of the crap first. And yeah, you look sick because you're detoxing. You're not going to be Superman straight away. It's just, you got to not let others, you know, their fear get to you when you're transitioning. But speaking of which, yeah, free will, as Derek was saying, it literally is a choice. If you're not taken back by their fear tactics, you're fine, really. If you're doing your life purpose, if you're gaining some sort of currency, if you're able to control that in a way that people can't take it away from you, if you are prepared, you really can just chill, right? By the time it hits, you'll be like traveling across the world, doing whatever you like anyway. So if you want to leave this country because it's just not for you anymore, you could. Why not, you know? But if you're not there right now, you got a little bit of time. I mean, really, you should have started preparing before 2012. That's why that 2012 mandate was, so what you call it, mandate? That's why it was put in place, you know, to scare people into making a drastic change very fast. Because, hey, either the end of the world's going to happen, you're going to transition into another dimension, or you're going to get superpowers. I'm pretty sure you want superpowers, right? So go vegan and do everything else, energy work. And that was the main mode of motivation back then. Now, we did get those things. It's just in another dimension. You know, a lot of people kind of misunderstood when David Wilcock and others were saying that you would fly. Yeah, I've definitely experienced flying pretty much straight after 2012 in the astrals, walking through walls, telepathy in the astrals and here. So truths happen, just not in the way most people would expect, which I don't have a problem with, to be honest. But yeah, there's no issue really if you just keep yourself calm. There's literally no need to panic if you're in a position where you can control your life. You know, you have full responsibility for your whereabouts, for what you put in your body, for literally just saying, no, I don't want the chip, you know? I don't want it. It's going to be a while until they can actually force that onto people anyway, so in that time, let's move out. Let's move to another country, and that would be fun. Figuring out that, you know? Master the game. What else? What? There was a time travel thing that came into mind when you were speaking. No, not that. Move that out of the way. Move that out of the way. You know, even that plane, there was a plane one, which I had channeled, where they put like 3 planes on 2 wingspans, you know, just underneath them. And then I saw a trailer for that just now being made, concept art. What else?
I'm just going to chime in there right now, Crop, and just while we got this break, I got a lot of great people that's working with us to keep us informed of what's going on. Now, just ladies and gentlemen, as I just gave you guys that information, right, about going over to our site, right now as I speak, our site is down. 404 error. I'm looking at it right now. So this, and I look at the polarity of that. That's why this is so powerful to me. I realize the power that we have giving you this information. As I speak right now, you can go live right now to www.imconsciousnowwhat.com, right? You'll see a 404 error. This is how, and I'm smiling because I know how powerful we are. And I know the movement of what we're doing and how conscious we are now of what's going on. The site is down right now, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't panic about it. We're going to get it back up and we're live. So there's actually somebody in Crop. You used to make jokes about this, man, when we used to go. Remember when we used to have all kind of trouble, like with the live streams? You was like, dude, there's people watching us and doing this. Our site is down right now. And it's not down from traffic because we have great service. It's not from the people flooding over to the site making it going down. No, there's people who are shutting the shit down. You understand what I'm saying? So what I want to do right now, don't panic. I'm telling you, 5 o'clock, even if I have to email you guys or make a video and give you a way around that site, I'm going to let you hear this information that we heard yesterday, because it's that, I mean, your soul, you heard this a lot growing up. Our souls as consciousness, we want to stay organic. We want to stay, just look at it like this. I'll make it real simple so you'll understand, right? Would you rather eat GMO foods, genetically modified foods, if you had a choice now, or an organic, naturally grown fruits that sit in the sun? You understand what I'm saying? This is what they're doing with consciousness right now. Would you rather cook your food, heat it up with natural fire, right? If you had a choice now, and you do, or would you just want to throw it in the fucking microwave and hit some buttons and let all of these rays and stuff go through your food? You see what they're doing? Ladies and gentlemen, the only reason why we're not, as mortal beings living 400, 500, and 600 years old, is because we're strategically being destroyed. I can't even say against our free will because we allow it to happen. We're strategically. They put in a book, you're only going to live 70 years, and that's in a lot of our hearts. Well, the Bible say we only promise 70. Who the fuck said that? Who Who the
Yeah.
fuck gave us 70 years? I'm just being real on this one. Who the fuck, what voice told you that we can only live to 70? That's a fucking download. That's a download that you accepted. Oh, I'm blessed. I'm past 70. No, we are strategically being assassinated.
Yeah,
Not
you're
even
supposed to. So you're supposed to live to 300 and still look like you're 20. You know that, right? People say, "Oh, she lived over the year of 100. She looks terrible," right? You're not supposed to be like that. And then they like tune out when I tell them that. They just
It's a
literally tune
download.
out.
It's a download. They put it in a book. They make that book mainstream. And I'm not shitting on books. I want you guys to understand. I'm not shitting on books. We all, in this 3 dense form, we all take in information. We take in information through books. We take in information through our ego, intellect. And I was just telling Ryan today, and I'm starting to discern this. And this is why I take in information from the sun. Sun gazing. I'm downloading cosmic energy that's just upgrading my DNA, which gives me more understanding, more discernment. I see things broader. I feel more charged. I mean, you freaking charge your cell phone up every day, right? That battery. Well, my light body or my astral body, the core essence of who I am, was, I would say, vitamin D deficient. But since I've been sun gazing for like the last, oh man, about 8 months now, I'm telling you, my life is just supercharged, conscious. I was talking to Ryan yesterday out of nowhere. Crap, what did I say? Hey, dude, I gotta go. I can feel the sun. And he kind of looked at me. I said, I gotta go, dude. I can feel. And sure enough, that sun was right at that level of sunset. The perfect time to go out in the sun. Let me just elaborate this now, because I don't want anybody to say that Derek and Ryan told me to look in the sun and I'm fucking blind now. All right. Sunrise, when that sun is like this orange color at sunrise, where you don't see all of the rays and things that's coming out of the sun, because even our sun, as we know it, is being attacked by all kind of different rays and shields and stuff that these guys are putting on the sun. Okay, sunrise, it's like a deep orange, and you can look right at it. Take off your fucking shoes. Take off your socks, okay? Take off these chemicals that we put on our body. Stand on the soil. Stand on Mother Earth, barefooted, grounded, and just look into that sun and just state your intent. Mentalism. Don't say nothing with your, don't do this. Son, the lights is cut off, son. Oh, none of that shit. All right? Stare into the sun. And just think and state your purpose. State your purpose, mentalism, telepathy. It'll get strong. You'll feel it. You'll feel that sun communicating with you. You'll feel that energy going through your body, cleansing, replenishing. I'm just telling you, everything that we were taught is fucking the opposite. They tell us, don't go out in the sun, put on sunscreen. You'll get sun cancer. They don't want you in the sun. They don't want you in the sun. All right. So I'm gonna take a little time. We definitely want to know your thoughts on this one. I know somebody out there got something to say. So I'm gonna open up the phone lines, and with the phones, okay, by all means necessary. I don't like to use Blog Talk because Blog Talk, to me, they're outrageous for the quality of what they're doing. So we kind of got our own little setup here. If you try to call and you don't get in, you'll hear the caller on, right? Just call back and I'll get you on. I'll get as many as you on that call today. We want to kind of make this open for you guys because I feel like I've been neglecting you guys on the phone lines. After the shows, I look at the phone calls and there's like 17, 18, 19 calls that I don't even get to. And I feel bad about it. So that number is 734-230-2744. Call in. Let us know how you feel about this artificial intelligence, because we're gonna hear the polarity. We should hear the polarity of both sides. There are people that love this technology that's coming, and I'm not saying that the technology is good or bad. What we're explaining to you on this show is the intent of it. See, we're going beyond what it seems like. Yes, it makes you superhuman to a sense where you don't have to kind of think of things or do things the manual way. But when you look at that, when you look at doing things organically, I don't know, Ryan, do you seem to get more essence out of things when you do it more organically, or do you like this push button instant gratification shit that we dealing with now?
Well, yeah, I mean, look at it this way. When I astral project or do something strange, what I'm getting from that cannot be created or measured in a computer, period. Doesn't matter how many ones and zeros are there, you know, because you're going to get noobs, people who've never astral projected, seeing all of this boundless information, internet information, and become overwhelmed to them. But compared to someone like myself and others who astral project, that is nothing compared to what you'll gain if you astral project. So you're getting cheated out of a lot of information, and they're using your, I guess, naiveness against you, you know, your lack of knowingness of what it should be like. And they'll even get to the point, and they actually did this, now I remember what I was going to talk about earlier. They'll do things where they can put these things in your head and they'll beam you messages on your phone, right? So your phone will be like in your head. So if you can imagine getting a text message and just seeing it in front of you, and the same with TV or anything like that. Now imagine if they wanted to augment your reality or your perception of what you're looking at, so they can make you hallucinate with these little nanobots inside your head. They can make you see things. They make you essentially go crazy, you know? And then they get really good to the point where they say, screw it. Let's turn it into something better. Let's make a device where we can create a vibration, which we can send through walls and over vast distances and put it through someone's head and make them see things, make them hallucinate, make them freak out. Let's trigger certain parts of their body so they'll feel fear and use their body like a tuning fork so that they could then start hallucinating and freaking out and basically overthinking what's going on, and literally see their fears manifest in front of them, you know? So they're literally playing with people's bodies, and they'll do that. They're gonna make that stuff known at some point, I'd say around about 2045. They're gonna make it really known. Before that, they'll start introducing the idea. And here's the thing, they did that ages ago, went back in time and started playing with people in the 90s and the 80s, 70s, 40s. And they started playing with their head, making them think they're crazy, you know? All of that. And they were just testing. It's kind of weird, actually, because then it makes you wonder where they're getting the information from, like their technology, you know? Do they create it in the future, or are they just pulling from their past? Or this past, which really is just their future because they time traveled. But honestly, they took the information to build these things from extraterrestrials. And they also had help with multidimensional beings who understood vibration, you know, how to cause the flesh, literally the water inside the brain itself, to resonate at a certain frequency to make you think differently, hallucinate, astral project, and even to raise your level of awareness so that you can start seeing through the veil. But really, they perverted what used to be a very profound, useful technology for those who were struggling with meditation and so forth. They used to put it inside of their buildings. And at that time, the buildings didn't even look like these houses. They were more based on sacred geometry structures, like not just pyramids, but more like 9-sided pyramids, right? Like very complicated, and octagons. And even the rooms in the octagons would be, you have like 5 octagons, small ones, and then a middle octagon in the middle. And each room would be resonating at a certain frequency, and there would be meditation centers where they would literally resonate or oscillate a frequency through that building and make everybody astral project. Back then, it was done for the best of intentions, you know? But then somebody or a group of beings saw that technology and thought, okay, we could use that against the people on our planet or this planet over here to manipulate and control the masses. Now, the cool thing is they've, compared to how it's used anyway, right? Like off-world with other civilizations, it's being used very minimally, like minimalistically on this earth. It's not really in full effect as it would have otherwise been on other planets. So that's a good thing. But it does lead you to wonder, what if you wanted to control yourself? Like, they could literally turn a master, supposedly, into a crazy person if they were to blast these things into the head. So how would you get some sort of protection? Well, you need to be well adversed in decor, or decorating your house or even your clothing in such a way whereby these signals can't get into your head, right? I was on Periscope last night and somebody recalled me saying that once I move out of my place, I was going to paint the walls lead, you know, paint it lead and then paint over that. Will I still do that? Probably. I don't want to do it in this place because then I won't get any internet, because lead blocks everything. And I was thinking of using certain fabrics in order to put by my window, because you can't paint windows, you know, and the fabric would block the rays. Not only that, but I have the reason why I wear these hats. A lot of people wonder why I wear these hats, right? Is because inside the hats, I actually have my own little combination of metals that I designed. Because when I get a hat, I cut it open and I put stuff inside the hat, and then I stitch it back up again, you know? So that when I put it on, I could meditate and everything. And that was the first purpose behind the reason as to why I wanted to get those hats, primarily. Now that I'm here, I can go nuts. I can buy myself a sewing machine and really go heavy on the hats, make them look fashionable, you know, even put a logo on there if I want. No one would know. And get that fabric that blocks radio waves, stitch it on the inside of the hat, maybe put something else in there, some sort of combination of, like, I'm going to say stardust, but really it's just like mineral deposits, certain types of soft stones and quartz, grind them up and line them on the inside, you know, do something with technology. I mean, recently what I want to do is, actually I can't tell you that because I want to do it. So I have to tell you once it's done. But
I was about to say,
yeah.
Proppers, conscious caps.
It wouldn't be a cap though. I mean, I want to stick with the beanie type style. I think that's the direction that would work because it can fit all sizes and so forth, you know. But
in the US, we still call those caps though.
Really?
Yeah, that's a cap.
Oh, cool. We call them
caps. So you know what?
You
know what? See, I'm sorry. My age is kicking in. They call them Scullies now. Scullies in the US.
Age.
We used to call them caps. Crap, let me take the time out. I'm going to try something a little different here. I'm just going to take the time out to... Because I'm sorry that I miss a lot of you guys trying to call in. So I'm going to use this technology and I'm going to try to reach somebody. Can you hear me? You're live with Derek and Ryan on I'm Conscious Now What? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hi.
Hey, my friend. I'm sorry I missed your call.
Yesterday Sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I'm just calling you back, right? I noticed that I missed your calls. You ladies and gentlemen have no idea how many calls we miss because they all come in at once when I open up the phone line. So I just wanted to give you a chance to utilize this platform. It's yours too. Just tell everybody your name so we can feel your energy, where you're calling from, and you have the platform, my friend.
Hi, I'm Jenya. I'm from Germany and I'm partially Russian too. And I've been calling you last time. I was the last caller, if you remember. And I want to the theme of artificial intelligence. I watched a movie with the name Her. And it's basically a movie, if you don't know what it is about. It's a guy getting a artificial intelligence which is helping him organize his life. And they are developing a relationship, and the AI is also going through phases where she is realizing how she is growing. She is playing with him and joking around with him, and she has transitioned and left humanity, and it was a really interesting and deep movie. It triggered many emotions, which were mostly really kind and understanding. And maybe you have seen the movie, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on it. How the AI got really emotional and understanding, and we evolved more to a like superhuman being that realized I can be somewhere else too and pursue my own happiness, something like that.
Okay, call it. What's the name of the movie again?
Her.
H-E-R, Her?
Yes.
I've never saw that. Crap, have you saw that movie yet?
I heard about it, and I saw the trailer for it.
Her, H-E-R, ladies and gentlemen. There's a movie out called Her, which is basically, and this goes back to what I was saying before. They don't do anything against our free will. They put it out there. It's just they do it in such a way when we watch these movies. We watch these movies a lot of time from ego, and the movie's over. Wow, that's a fantastic movie, dude. It seems so real. You know what I'm saying? And it actually is real. So if you guys get a chance, go out and check out that movie. I'm gonna check out that movie. Her, H-E-R. And my friend, I don't want to butcher your name. Is it Jinja?
Genya. Yes.
Genya.
You can say just Jenny.
Jenny. Okay. Jenny, I'm gonna tell you how, and I was talking about this earlier. I'm gonna tell you how strong and sensitive my telepathy is getting. I was talking to you right before this, talking about you, the Cropper, right before this show this morning. I felt your energy. This morning, right before this show, I was talking about you. Your last call when you called in, of how I felt your energy and how I was so happy that we had this platform available for you to help you transcend organically. And I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you last time, okay? You ready to catch this? You ready?
Yes.
I love you, man.
You too. I love you too, both.
Okay, my friend.
I love you all.
I'm going to keep telling you that until it sinks in, right? I love you, man. I know exactly where you are right now as far as in your space of consciousness. I know exactly where you are. I know what you so-called think you struggle with, but it's not a struggle. It's just a matter of you accepting who you are and what energy you're more comfortable vibrating in. You understand? There's no separations of you. You're oneness. You're oneness, and you're experiencing different variations of self and thought. And you're attaching negative emotions to different things that you're experiencing in this incarnation. You're doing that. And you're very sensitive about the perception of others, how people look at you.
Yes.
Hey, yeah. I know,
yes,
man. I know.
sensitive.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a fucking psychic. I'm just telling you what I do, you can do. I'm just very sensitive, and I'm taking advantage. I'm taking advantage of this energy that's coming through. Everybody can do what we're doing now. But you got to sit down, be still, find out who you are, and just sit in it and become sensitive to how you feel. Not what you see with these eyeballs. And it's how you feel. Everything is how you feel. Everything is how you feel on the inside. How do you feel? When you feel a certain way on the inside, always, they call it this, go with your gut feeling. That's who you are. It's how you feel. And I'm just very, very sensitive to feel. I felt you before you even called today. So I just want to thank you for calling, okay?
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Peace and love.
Thank you for listening.
Oh man, I couldn't be in a better space, man. I could listen to you all day because you are me. I know you don't understand that right now, but you are me. I've already dealt with your situation. I've already saw the timeline that you're on, and I've already experienced it. Already been there, done that, my friend. Okay. All right, peace.
You made his day, man.
Oh man, crap. What we did I just say something about him before we started? Because a lot of people think, oh, bullshit, did I just say something about the energy? You don't have to go into detail, but we were talking about the caller from last week or how that energy really touched me, and bam, right there.
Same guy, right?
Same guy. I know the energy.
Yeah. It's like as soon as he spoke, our discussion earlier completely came up in my like my being, my head and everything. And it's like I know who he was, like by his vibration, and that triggered what we were talking about earlier. And that's cool, man. That's awesome.
Let's try one more, Crop.
Let's
try one more.
Boom, 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 boom. I'm like nerding out over here.
I'm trying to
talk about timelines and robots and Terminator.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
How are you? You're live on I'm Conscious Now What with Derek and Ryan.
Oh, hi. I'm Diamond.
How you doing?
I'm good. I just been watching and I decided to call to ask a question.
Well, you got the dance floor, young lady. Now, what is your name?
My name is Diamond. D-I-A-M-O-N-D.
Diamond.
Yeah.
What a pleasure having you on the show today. We're really catering to you, ladies and gentlemen, getting you involved because this is your platform, just like it's our platform. So I'm going to give you the dance floor to speak whatever comes up in your consciousness or ask any question that your heart desires right now.
Okay, no problem. So my question is, I've working like a couple months ago. I mean, I've always been a work, but I never took like the practical side of the conscious side, and I totally decided to do that. But then I'm kind of hesitant to like do some dream or do deep meditation or astral travel because I feel like there's types of aliens that they run my house. Because like I have like a family member who basically I think have had like a contract or a pact with those type of aliens, and I feel like doing that. If I'm not, I don't feel like I'm spiritually strong enough to feel myself. I'm so like, scared to like do those things because I feel like they're gonna attack me, and they're like basically in the house too. Because that family member entered like talks to them and interact with them on that. So like, what should I do?
Okay, I'm having a hard time discerning what you're saying. We got a real bad connection on your phone. If you could just take the phone away from your mouth just a little bit, because I can hear you, but it's very, very hard to.
I think she said something about being scared of astral projecting because of the
Okay, no problem. Can you hear me better?
Okay, now try it now. Try it now and be very specific with your question. Like just ask the question that you want.
Okay, it's like it's basically a situation that I'm in. It's like it's a situation I'm in, and like right now, like I decided like to like to meditate. I've been working on like Kundalini, and I've also like want to experience like lucid dreaming and astral projection. But the thing is, I'm kind of afraid to do that because I feel like there are certain types of aliens that are in my house and around my house because a family member interacts with them. And doing that, I feel like they're gonna attack me. And I was even giving the video, and I felt one of them like trying to suck on my energy and stuff. And they're basically those type of like aliens, like against the consciousness movement. And I don't know what to do.
I get it.
Cropper, go ahead.
The only way out of that is not to astral project in that space. I mean, you have to get out of the house to astral project. I mean, it's either that or you become so powerful that you can take them out one by one if need be. So you'd have to deal with clearing the space And you got to be good at it too, especially if there's a lot of entities in the room. You got to look at the people they're attached to, because they may not be attached to you. They may be attached to other people. Like I said, when I moved in here, there is no entity in the astrals. In my last place, there were a few. And it depends on the headspace of the occupants in the house. Okay, so maybe it's not a good idea for you to astral project with those types of people around, you know, depending on your situation. And if you still insist on doing it, then you're going to have to face them and clear them out of the space. It's like clearing out pests, you know, or mice, but these ones are bigger, you know.
Okay, so I basically have to find a way to get out, to actually move out. Otherwise, they're going to harm me. Is that what you're saying?
They won't harm you physically. They can't do that. Nothing in the astrals can physically harm you, because when you leave your body, your energy, the most they can do is take away your energy, which just makes you feel really tired and crappy. And they can also make you question yourself. They can speak to you mentally. And then depending on whether or not you believe in them will depend on how you feel. You know, if someone's telling you you're all this, and if someone tells you you're a bad person inside of your head, if you believe in that, you're going to feel crappy. That's pretty much the extent they can do. They can also manipulate others around you to make your life hell, pretty much, you know. You'll get this a lot in the spiritual community. You'll get entities posing as something to some person, and then they'll get that person to carry out the deed, because an entity cannot touch and cause harm to a physical person that I know of, that I've experienced, that I've come across. Let me just put that there, you know, disclaimer. But pretty much, yeah. I mean, are you okay with knowing that they can't actually physically touch you? Because being drained isn't...
No, it's just that it's like whatever they do, I feel it with energy. It's not physical, but it's like I feel it.
You feel it? Is it cold or is it...
If they try to steal my energy, I feel a part of me like going in a certain direction.
An energy exchange?
What did you say?
Well, I didn't catch what you said. I heard energy exchange and that you feel it. What do you feel?
Yes, yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it. Like last time I felt it. Like I was trying to do a deep meditation, and I felt one of them, I think, standing by me, and then an energy was like going like in a certain direction. That's how I knew that someone was in that room trying to steal my energy or trying to prevent me from deep meditating.
Well, in that case, so that these things don't steal your energy, because you can feel their presence, what you have to do is set up the place so that things can't enter the room. And you do that with candles, any kind of light, because they can't form in light. They just can't do it. That's why they love the darkness. It completely thins the veil when there's no sun, you know. So at night, everyone starts to come out and play. So what you want to do is you set up some candles. You want to sage the place out, make sure that everything in the house is clean, make sure that sunlight was able to penetrate the entire room throughout the entire day, and also make sure you're clean.
Because, oh my God, that's a big thing.
That is a big thing.
It's so hard for sunlight to get to the house.
Yeah, so you've got like a nest, if that's the case.
Like the house is like so enclosed, like even during the daytime we have to turn the light on.
So you've got like a nest then. I mean, this is like the prime place. If you've got negative energy, if you've got a lot of stuff there that hasn't been clean, if the air's not properly being oxygenated, if there's no sunlight, if it's just a bad place to be at the end of the day. If you can't clear it, then you'll have to do it when you're out of the house. You know?
Okay, Caroline, thank you.
Sorry, I have another question, or do I need to, I don't know. I have another question, or is my time up?
Shoot it real quick while I got you here. We gotta allow other people to get on, but while I got you here, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, no, it's fine. I just let the platform to other people. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. We love you, okay?
Thank you. I love you too.
Okay.
Good blessings.
Blessings too. What a beautiful, sweet soul spirit he has, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. Gonna take one more. We're gonna try to get as many as we can on here.
Someone just said they see someone next to me. It's my shadow. You know what I did in the Astrals? I actually made my shadow come out of the wall just to play with myself. I used to do this and pull myself out the wall shadow-wise. And yeah, it was fun.
Yes, you're live with Derek and Ryan
Hello?
on I'm Conscious Now What? It's Derek and Ryan.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, because it's a little hard for me to hear you. But yeah, so I had a question. So I've had, I guess it would be a spirit guide or something that's been trying to communicate. And I even think that it's tried like moving around and like messing with the light things. I was curious to know if you guys might know anything about like how spirit guides communicate. I know that they use the numerology like off of thoughts and stuff, but I just wanted to see like what else might be happening.
I can tell you what I've been experiencing, and I shared this on a previous show, and this is Derek talking to you. I get this. To answer your question, they can communicate with you in a lot of different ways. The way that I am conscious of right now is I get a ringing, like it's hard for me to even duplicate the sound, but it's in my ears. I get like a ringing in my ears. And whenever I get that ringing in my ears, I'm conscious of it. I just go somewhere and I sit and I become still and I turn within and I open up the pineal gland and I receive information through mentalism. I see symbols. Sometimes I see visuals. I'm not to the point where, and I don't know if anyone hears audible voices, but I get data and information, and I'm still right now sorting through this connection that I have, but it never fails. Whenever I hear that tingling, it's like a tone that's, you have to really tune in on it. And I just go somewhere and sit down, turn within, and I just instantly receive information in the form of symbols, like you were saying, images, and it's just kind of, I'm getting into it. But I'll let Cropper touch on that. He might be a little more, progress further than that if he stepped away for a minute. But
well, Derek,
yes,
like if instead of hearing ringing in my ears,
Mhm.
it's like an actual like hearing like the heartbeat, like my own heartbeat going on, or like the blood flow.
Mhm.
Does that count, or would that just be considered like just something medical instead?
well, I never like cross anything out. Like if you're hearing your heartbeat, I used to listen to
Like the blood flow.
Yeah. I used to, my first couple of astral projections, I got out of body by focusing in on my heartbeat. So I wouldn't cross any, it could be, you know what I'm saying? There's no right or wrong way to experiencing these things, but your heart, focusing in on your heartbeat, that my first couple of astral projections, that's how I got out of body. Just tuning into my heartbeat. You know what I mean? Ryan disappeared again. Very busy guy. Are you there, Crop? I'm gonna touch Ryan. I'm gonna run this through Ryan's consciousness.
Yeah, I'm here.
She's asking me, Ryan, I get the ringing in my ears, and I center, and that's how I get a lot of my data. I get symbols and visions, but she wants to know. Well, I'll let you ask the question again, young lady, while he's live.
Oh, I'm not a young lady, but okay. So pretty much I've been trying to figure out if I'm being contacted by spirit guides, like stuff falling around, the numerology on like the clock, and just having like weird like visions of like somebody in grief or something. And so I'm trying to figure out like what it is, or like how is it that spirit guides actually contact the person, and how to really I guess, communicate back or something, because I feel like I'm a complete bitch trying to figure it out.
Well, first off, you need to find out what kind of spirit guide it is. I mean, just think about it. Spirit guide, right? They could be any spirit trying to guide you. They could even be human spirits trying to guide you. You know, so what's the intent behind that? It would be good if you could feel their energy. Could you feel their presence and kind of discern what kind of spirit you're dealing with?
Wait, I couldn't hear all of that.
Can you feel the spirit guide's energy and kind of figure out if it's a good being or not?
How does the energy feel? When you feel this energy, can you discern if it's a good feeling energy, or how do you feel when you experience this version of energy?
It feels like it should be a part of me in a sense. Like I'm sitting there and it feels very familiar. So it's kind of hard trying to figure it out. But it's a part, but then it's not really a part, like a detached form of myself. So I noticed, like, I also had like really weird things, like a pair of eyes that will just sit down and just take a look at me out of nowhere. And I always get the sense of female, but that's kind of gay. I'm not too good at trying to discern what it is or not. But it doesn't feel bad. I kind of know what the feeling of like a bad entity would be, but it's different and it's unknown. And no one in like my witching community can explain what it is. So that's why, I don't know, maybe that's why I'm over here trying to figure it out with you guys. So.
It's so vast, you know, and that's what I love about consciousness. It's what I would like throw your way. Sit in it when the next time that it happens, and I call you young lady because your spirit is young and refreshing. I can't see you physically, so I'm only going by what I feel, and you feel young and vibrant. So no disrespect. And instead of trying to figure out what it is, just sit in it and and kind of envelop in it. Because especially when you brought up the heartbeat, I'm you know what I'm gravitating to, because you said you felt like oneness with you, like it was a part of you. I think it was like you were kind of transitioning into like your higher self, especially with these eyes and the heartbeat. Oneness, you are actually elevating your consciousness into a higher vibratory part of yourself, which, you know, you can take if you're not familiar with sitting in that type of energy, because there is like when I'm meditating and I'm going through that change of frequency, it is like for the first couple of times, I remember the first couple of times this happened to me, I thought some crazy shit was going on. Excuse my language. I thought it was a different entity or what was happening to me, but it was actually me changing frequencies and going to a higher vibratory existence of myself, actually looking from a different perspective of myself, which a lot of people call their higher self or that God-like consciousness. So, you know what I mean? So like, just the next time it happens.
But isn't it scary to kind of lose like yourself or your ego in that transition into a higher consciousness? Like, do you actually lose the sense of yourself as well when you go into that kind of higher state?
Now, I'm going to let Ryan, because this is exactly what we all have to go through. That's a great question. Oh, I love you for that question, because the first time I astral projected, that's a great question. And I'm going to tell you the reason why, if I have to, and I hate to use that word frightening because a lot of people have not experienced this before, but I'm just going to tell it like it is. The hardest thing for me to get over was leaving. I remember the first time I saw my body laying down there on that bed when I had my astral projection. I felt so freaking sad that I was actually leaving myself, my ego, my physical manifestation of me, which I've been in for 46 years. But absolutely, you're absolutely leaving what you call, see, we've become separate. And this is what we talk about on this show a lot. we have the perception of separateness when we're all oneness. So yeah, it can kind of, you will feel with your ego a form of fear and a form of, sometimes it's even terrifying. It just depends on the individual, but you are leaving the ego, which we all have to leave in order to experience these different parallel universes and just transition from 3 density into 4, 5, and 6. You're going to leave a lot of that ego behind. That's actually what we have to do to ascend. We have to become less physical, less human, physical human.
But see, and that's kind of the problem that I have, because I'm like, if I'm in the 3rd density and I was given an ego, shouldn't I use it? And it kind of defines me now. And I don't know, it's the idea of even trying to let go of my ego is terrifying. It's what defines me. It's how I know I'm a witch. It's how I know I'm human. It's how I know how to do everything. So it's kind of anxiety driven.
Let me ask you this real fast. How much time, and when I say time, I'm just trying to, how much time do you allot yourself to sit with yourself? And when I say self, this is what I mean by self, okay? Because of course, there's 24 hours in a day with the illusion, right? And that 24 hours a day, most of that time, normal people, some people work 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day, which only leaves like 8 hours. But when I say self, are you to the point where, beyond a shadow of a doubt, and nobody can take this from you, are you confident and comfortable and centered in consciousness of you being consciousness, pure thought, pure energy? Or are you still in the transition of transit? No?
No, not at all.
Okay, so that's where you are. See, you're going through a transition. And the difference for me is I'm grounded in my consciousness now. And I just accepted that a part of this consciousness, I can turn my awareness to 3 density things, my physical body, my ego. I'm very, very conscious when I'm in ego. I know I'm in that ego. I know what it is. I know it's my physical body. I know it's my existence on this plane. I know it's imperfect. I know it's limited in thought and vision and touch and smell. I know when I'm there, but then I know when I'm in pure consciousness, pure nothingness, where, me and Ryan was talking about this yesterday, where our creative force is, because we're very, very limited in 3 density, because everything is created from thought and consciousness. So if you're like 99.9% in 3 density, you're unconscious of what you're creating on your timeline, in your universe. So hell yeah, it's probably freaking scary for you right now, because you're only taking what your unconscious mind is giving you. That's what you're taking. You're taking data from your unconscious mind is trying to give you what you're passionate about, what you have a lot of emotion to, what you attach emotion to in your circumstances, in your thoughts, in your event, and is giving you, because, Ryan was talking about this earlier. Your unconscious and your conscious mind doesn't tap into that right, wrong, good, bad. It only gives you what you attach a lot of emotion to, your thoughts, what you're creating. So what I would recommend, me being, on the same journey with you, you have to allot that. You don't have to, but you have to take that time to just sit in that energy, to sit. You have to allow yourself to transcend, to sit in that energy and become, I like to call it, transparent to energy, transparent to who you are. And it's very simple to do. I remember when I first got started in this is exactly what I would do, right? I would first become lucid in what we call the awakened life, which is 3 density. What do I mean by that? Well, a lucid dream is we become aware that we're in a non-physical reality and we become aware, conscious that we're actually in that dream while we're in that dream, in that state of the non-physical. Becoming lucid in what we call 3 density, the awakened life, which is, I won't get into that, but I used to take 2 to 3 seconds every day, about 6 times a day. And I would just I would take a deep breath. It's all with the breath to slow the heart rate down, right? We were talking about being aware of your heartbeat. That's like your lifeline here in 3 density. And I would just take a couple deep breaths, and I would just sit there and just feel my consciousness, feel my awareness. The awareness is what I perceive everything to be around me. And I wouldn't focus on the physical aspect things around me. I would just focus on my perception of everything around me. And I would just sit in that energy as long as I could. In the beginning, it's kind of hard to hold it, but just a deep breath, you can close your eyes and just become aware that you are conscious of everything going on around you. You don't have to touch it. You don't have to hear it. You don't have to feel it. You're just aware. You can't see me now, but you're conscious of my voice right now speaking. You're conscious, and that's who you are. You're aware of the things. Nothing ever happens directly to you, to your consciousness. Nothing ever. Your conscious never gets hurt. It never dies. You're looking at it simply from a physical aspect of the separation, which is the illusion, the delusion that we were all sold on, that you're a human being. And this is this life that they talk about in the spiritual books that has to die. You can't inherit the kingdom, right? And I'm just quoting something. I don't know if you were raised Christian or Muslim, but you can't inherit this consciousness. Baptist? Okay, so I know just how to talk to you. You can't inherit what we're talking about. You can't grasp what we're talking about. You can't sit in this consciousness until that ego dies, or you minimize that ego. I'm not talking about a physical death right now, but eventually we all know we're all going to die physical. We see it happening all around us, but you can't inherit the kingdom of heaven. That's what they mean by the Bible, not this fictitious space up in the clouds, but it's a form of consciousness, awareness. You can't inherit it. You can't become consciousness until the ego, this individual person that you've and I and everybody on this call believes that we are. You can't grasp it until you minimize that. And the only way to minimize this ego is to start spending more time being still, sitting down and tapping into this consciousness. There's another quote. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." Not a physical God. You have to be still to really turn within and see the non-physical universe that's on the inside of you. And that's the most beautiful space to be in right now, because nobody, once you experience this, young soul, no one will be able to take that away from you. No one. No one. They can't take that from you. It's not physical. They'll never be able to kill you. They can only kill you when you think that you're physical. I hope this helped a little, kind of, sort of.
It's starting to help.
Yeah, you're thinking that you're a physical, worthless, sinful, messed up being. And that's and I was there. That's what we were programmed. As soon as we came into this dimension, we were programmed that you're a human being and you're worthless, you're not worthy, you can't do this, you know, if you do this, you're gonna die, you're gonna burn. All of this was implanted in us. We didn't experience these things. It's just what we were taught. And this is the battle that we're going through now, because now we're starting to realize that a lot of that was bullshit, just to enslave us mentally. So we would create these feelings of ourselves. Nobody had to do it for us. This is how we feel about ourselves. So they're not violating our free will if they can get us to think this of ourselves. But now with this new internet and this consciousness moving, we're realizing that, hey, damn, this human part of me is one of the lowest forms of vibration that I exist in. This Oh, I like this conscious stuff. I like leaving my body. I like sitting and being still and blocking out when I got to pay the light bill and blocking out what people think about me and blocking out how much paper money I have. Oh, I feel so much better when I just close my eyes and let go of everything and just float off into nothingness. You see, that's where the rest comes from. That's where the scriptures would say, lay at my feet and I'll give you rest. I'll give you peace, inner peace. I'll give you happiness. That, see, we try to attach physical things to non-physical terminology. Crop, you want to throw anything on this here?
No, you pretty much covered it. I mean, I don't know much about the Bible, and I can't literally sit and just quote it. I mean, other than the quotes that I hear off movies, you know, because movies like to take certain quotes and constantly say it over and over again. But I think you hit the nail on the head.
Okay. Yes. And ma'am, I'll close at this. Everything is an experience. You have to, it's one thing to hear all of the testimonies and to read books. I used to be there. But when you start experiencing oneness with everything, and it's very, very simple to do. I can't get any more simpler than this. It's to find, and I call it a secret space, your own secret space, whether it's in a closet. I started off in a closet in my home because we got 6 American bulldogs and a lot go on in my home. You have to find your own secret space where you can get away. And it's not hard. Just sit in that space, chair, or you can lie down flat on the floor. Take deep breaths, breathe in, and just let go. Let go. Deep breaths, let go. And whatever comes up, just let it come up. Just let it come up and focus on those thoughts and focus on those breaths and just let go. And you'll get away and you'll start to have this resource, this space that you can go to escape the pendulum shift of the rhythm of 3 density. You'll be able to get away. And nobody will be able to take that from you. In that process, it'll get deeper. It'll get more intimate. It'll get deeper and deeper. And then you'll have projections, out-of-body experiences. You'll start to astral travel in mentalism. And mentalism is not a physical thing that we're talking about. But it's hard to translate when you're thinking from 3 density. Okay?
Okay.
We love you. Thank you so much for sharing this information on this platform. This is your platform, and we love you. And just do the best that you can, and just be still and let it happen. Let it envelop you.
Okay.
Peace and love. Crop, man, I just tell you we're gonna shut the phone lines off now, but I was telling you the other day, man, that, you know, this thing that we're doing is, I'm so centered with this movement because there's so many souls that want it, man, want it. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit in that space that that we were talking about and just try to find a way, a very simple way that we can get people. And it's tough. We can really give people this spiritual food, or this food that we want them to eat, that they can eat this food and understand what we're talking about. Because a lot of people that watch this show, this is what I'm feeling now. They watching this show through ego, and they don't really, they hear it. It sounds good. Oh, I like being here, but they really don't get the meat and potatoes of what we're talking about parallel universes, astral projection, astral traveling, right? And higher self. It's like they're looking at it through ego. Is there anything you can add, like in your final words, that can kind of help that new person discern ego and non-physical? Or
Yeah, there's a video I made not too long ago where I teach people how to speak the alphabet with their higher self. the progression of that is to drop into that space of your higher self, and then by doing so, end up integrating into that aspect of yourself. And then once you sit there long enough, you'll learn how to listen from here, not here, like literally. Like, just think about it. You're hearing me right now, right? As I'm talking to you, where's it going? It's going here, and then it stops here. Then you logically scramble for words subconsciously to match what I'm saying to what you know, and that's how you're thinking. But you can actually think near your navel. And once it comes in and goes down, and you're sat there and you're thinking, you're operating out of the ego and with the soul. And when you operate with the soul as a being, you understand everything. So you're able to receive everything all at once, and even have inner knowingnesses, inner epiphanies, which we're not even talking about right now. They'll just show up, and they'll be your own little golden gems to your own problems in life. But to get there, you would need to do, because these are the last words, I can't tell you everything as to how to get there, but I can only redirect you to the video. And again, it's only partially, I just tell you how to go through the alphabet, you know. If you're going to watch that, the progression, I'll sum it up as a short little meditation. You sit there, close your eyes, move into the back of your head. Think about your character, think about your ego, and just your character. Even that, though, that doesn't really help, because people think they're the ego. So they'll just start thinking about themselves, you know? It's real difficult to get somebody to detach themselves from their ego if they're operating as their ego. Because the first thing you want to do is make them aware of the fact that they've created their ego. And when they're aware of those moments, then they could kind of discern and identify what they are from that character that they're playing. So other than that, gee, I can't really.
I'll help you.
Go for
I
it.
know it's hard for you. I'll help you.
In a short period of time?
In this very short period of time, because we got to wrap this up. Very short. My closing words. How do you know? How do you discern ego from higher self? Very, very simple. And it's going to be hard for a lot of you to swallow, because you're very, very, no matter what you say right now, no matter all of this new consciousness and all of this new energy, you are still madly, I mean, madly in love-hate relationship with your ego, this person of who you are, your perception of who you are. And that's why I ask soul, I don't care about a physical age, the young soul, when I say young in awareness, ascending, that's why I said young, ascending, a babe in consciousness. I'm a baby in consciousness. No big secret. And that's how you know when you're not operating in ego, because ego always wants you to be something higher than what you really are. Now, here's a simple way that you can know when you're in ego and when you're in your higher self. There's no lack in higher self. When you're sitting in a higher self and detached from ego, the further away you get from ego, there's no lack. There's no perception of lack. You could be sitting at home, lights off, no power, maybe, nothing, but you'll still find a way to stay centered, and you won't focus on lack. You will still be centered. You will still have a high vibration. This ego always yearns for more. It's never satisfied. It's never quenched. You could win $10 million in the lottery, right? And then you'll try to take that $10 million and flip that 10 into 100 million. It's ego. It's never quenched. It's always searching for more, right? Because it's the structure of this 3 density plane that we all exist on. It's very competitive. That's ego. But when you get into this oneness of your higher self, the highest essence you can go, and you cut off that ego. Now, I've never tried DMT. My DMT is astral projection. But the one thing that I got from a lot of people, even Ryan Cropper and a lot of people that I watch videos about DMT, the one thing that they said about DMT, that it was the most beautiful experience that they ever experienced. But in that same breath, they said it was the most horrifying experience because they were actually literally ripped away from their ego. But once that was done, they became one with everything. And they could just sit in that energy of nothingness, but become everything. So this ego, what we're saying, and we're going to close, this ego, this person of who I and you and everybody on this live stream that we have become is the only thing separating you from everything. Infinity, infinite parallel universes. Your ego won't allow you to accept that because your ego only exists here. 3 density. And it does not want to die. And you love it. And I love mine. But the more I can sit in higher self and see that ego from a higher perspective, I can get above that ego. I can see right what it is. And I've learned to accept it. We love you. And we're going to be here. Same place, ladies and gentlemen. This was a very, 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 I got a lot out of this show just from the callers and the information. Same time, same place, same space. Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will have I'mConsciousNowWhat.com back up by 5 p.m. Right, doing this broadcast. I don't know what happened, but I know what's going on. We're getting a 404 error on that website. It will be back up. I'm gonna get with Ryan Cropper, and he's gonna give me the link to that video that he was talking about, where he was trying to explain separating from the ego, but it was too much. We're gonna have that link right on the website so you can watch that video. I'mConsciousWhatNow.com. And just help us with this movement, ladies and gentlemen. Go over to the site if you feel led to. Now, if you're getting something out of this site and you want this movement to keep going, grab a shirt. Grab, we got pendants, we got jewelry, we got astral projection pillowcases. We got a lot of things over there where you don't have to, we're not asking for $10,000 or just little things. You'll be surprised how much $10 can help this movement. Go over there, get your shirts, listen to the information that we have there. And the most important thing you could do is like this video if you feel led to like this video. And take that little link in that share button. You got a little share button on YouTube. Right after this live stream, there's a share button down there, right? You can copy and paste that link and just put it on your social media page, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter. And I'm telling you, when this thing goes viral, the more people we get looking and calling in, the more spiritual food you're going to get. I'm just telling you, that's the movement. All right. We love you. And we'll see you Wednesday.
I'm conscious.
Now what?
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah. Hold up. What you talking about, doctor?
Peace.
See ya.